When I'm tell her keep it drama free. Whoa,
Chalking up the
Sorry I've been gone so long. It's been a minute. But I'm back. I've been out trying to be famous. But I got some stuff I want to spit to y'all. Stuff on my heart, and I feel like who better to talk to than the people that know me. This is another episode of Esther Paul's Random Thoughts. Hope y'all like it. Tonight we're going to talk about deal breakers. When do you establish these deal breakers? You know, when do you fold? When do you say exactly, like, enough is enough, I'm not going to deal with this? And if they are deal breakers, how do you, I guess, address that with the other person without, I guess, shooting down their plane? I mean, I guess to really get to know you. So we'll start from here. I feel like at the beginning, I feel like you should establish deal breakers. You should establish the fact that you might not like ketchup, or you might not like cargo pants, or you might not like the way, I say this or say that. Or let's go real personal, something that's just not just so, what's the word I want to use? I guess shallow. Stuff like, if you curse at me, we done. You know, if you put your hands on me, we done. If you talk about my mama, we done. You know, like, I think those are deal breakers that are concrete, like, you know, it's kind of universal, that those are the things, that you just won't settle for. All the other stuff, like, you know, what you constitute as cheating, like, I may constitute cheating like you walking past a dude smiling, you know, all that goddamn skinning and grinning. I don't like that. You know, I feel like that was cheating. I'm gonna punch you in your throat one time, you know. But to you, that might not be cheating, but that's one of my deal breakers. So I need you to own up to it. You need to deal with that. That's what I want to do, and that's how I feel about that, and that's how we gonna make this relationship work. And for you, you may think cheating is me talking to different chicks on Facebook. I'm just Googling. I'm just Facebooking these broads. I don't really know them. I'm trying to get to know them, but you know, hey, if you got me, I don't want to do that, because that's gonna jeopardize our relationship. That's your deal breaker, and it's my deal breaker. I feel like if you establish at the beginning, then everything should run smoothly. But what happens when you establish deal breakers at the beginning and that person really does that deal breaker and you fall in love? What happens then? Do you really leave them? Do you really stick to your word? Do you really say, you know what, I'm done? You cussed my mom out. You got to get the hell out of here. What if your mama cussed him out first? You know what I mean? What if your mama, you know, slapped him in his face or threw something at him? We don't know. We wasn't there. You were. What happens then? Who knows? I feel like these deal breakers are, I guess, kind of put, in place for things to run smoothly, but who says that the order of the deal breakers are going to keep things in a confined area? They're going to make things run smoothly. Who said that's going to happen? It's not true. You don't know. You just only hope that these deal breakers will, I guess, keep the relationship running smoothly. All I say to you is that if you do have deal breakers in a relationship, try to stick to them as hard as you can. Let the other person know that, hey, you won't settle because you're not settling, because you're with them, you really like them, but there's certain things that you just won't tolerate. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you're falling in love, it's always compromise. That word right there is really thrown loosely in relationships, but it's the truth. Compromise is something that gets you further. That's that thing that gets you to that Bill Cosby, that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith type love, the Huxtables. That's what gets you there, the compromise. And sometimes you need that. And I feel like deal breakers are the perfect way to start. And if you don't have these deal breakers in relationships, you may end up with a dude that just don't want to work. You sit on your couch all day and play Xbox and call his boys over and eat up all your groceries. You may end up with him. That's tacky. It's 21st century. I think every man needs a job, but hey, you may tolerate, you may like that because you didn't establish that in the beginning. And then, hey, fellas, you may end up with that chick, that just don't want to work. Spend up all your money, and, you know, try to holler at your boys on the slide. Like just sitting up in the bed all day and then come home and ask you and say she hungry. She ain't paid her phone bill. Can you help her pay her phone bill? I'm just saying, I ain't throwing no slugs, and I'm just saying, like, hey, it happens like that. You need to establish those deal breakers at the beginning, because if you don't, who knows what you'll get. Deal breakers are something like the 10 Commandments. You're just not gonna do it. And if so, back in the day, God was killing people. I'm saying, I ain't saying kill nobody, but at the end of the day, cut them loose. But it's a different factor when you're in love. When you're in love, those deal breakers become, I guess, things that you don't want to happen. But if they do, what do you do when it does happen? You get what I'm saying? So, with these deal breakers, I think every relationship needs a deal breaker. And you need to stick to it, because if you don't, you're settling. And if you settle, you're never going to get to where you want to get to. And ultimately, everybody wants to get to where they're comfortable. They're in love with that one person, and that person is in love with them. and y'all go on to this journey, I guess, you know, to the end of time, where y'all grow old together, stuff like that, to your ghost, like Drake said. That's it. I mean, so establish those deal breakers. Don't be out here, not saying what you mean. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Deal breakers, man, you need that. If you don't, you got nothing. That's that Paul Random Thoughts, man. Love it or leave it.
I hate liars, fuck love, I'm tired of trying. My heart big, but it be quiet. I don't never feel like we vibing, cause every time we alone, it's a awkward silence.